Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for those of you who are coming in. We're going to give you just a few minutes to come in for those of you who are coming in. I'm so excited. I am Dr. Sharon, educator, author, entrepreneur, and speaker, and host and creator of the Grind Entrepreneur It Matters series. And tonight, the It is money. And so I am so excited to have my guest kicking off this fantastic segment. We're right here at the end of the 2017 year, getting ready to usher in 2018. Although any time is an awesome time to make sure that your finances are in order, the end of the year seems like just a perfect time. So I'm excited to bring my first guest for Money Matters. And let me just tell you just a little bit about her. She's a certified financial education instructor. She's also an award-winning author with the top-selling guided series, It's My Money. She uses her company, P. Dixon Consulting, to offer strategies to people of all ages. And I'm going to stop right here and welcome my guest, Miss Patrina Dixon, author of It's My Money. Welcome, Patrina.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I'm so excited that you have joined us tonight. Before I let you get started, I want you to share just a little more about you. I gave just some brief information about you, but please share a little more about who you are and what it is that you do.
Sure. So as you mentioned, my name is Patrina Dixon. Part of what you didn't say that's in my intro is that I'm a mom, a wife, and a daughter. Those are my three favorite jobs. I've been a single parent. I was a single parent for a while, and now I'm married to a wonderful man. My daughter is awesome. Love her. She's my why I do all of what I do. And my mom is my hero. So those are my three favorite jobs. And as you mentioned, I'm the owner and CEO of P. Dixon Consulting. And that started from me wanting to help others, wanting to share information that I've learned with others so they could either become financially astute or continue on with their financial independence. So as an author, I'm excited about that as well because I get to work with young people, ages 13 to 18, to teach them and get them started right so they don't get off on the wrong financial foot. So excited about all of the above.
Thank you so much. And so tonight, Patrina is going to give us 5 financial tips that will help us end our year and begin 2018. And those of you who are watching live, if you have questions for Patrina, please just type them right in. I'll be manning that for her while she gives us all the nuggets on some financial tips. And so without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Patrina.
Thank you, Dr. Sharon. Appreciate it. So my first tip is budgeting. Now, I know many hate the word and dread the word budget or doing it. Let me tell you, it's one of the best tasks that you can do for yourself in your money. Think of budgeting as directing your money, telling it where to go. It's your money, so why not be the person who tell it where to go? As opposed to what I hear often and why I actually have clients is sometimes people think about their money and try to figure out what they did with their money after it's all gone. So why not do it the reverse and tell your money where to go? Because simply that's what budgeting is. What you want to do in order to get started with budgeting is you want to review the budget, your budget, every time you get paid. Some people get paid weekly. Some people get paid bi-weekly. Some twice a month, which actually is very different than biweekly. Usually that's the 15th and the 30th of the month. And then some get their income on a monthly basis. So you want to ensure that your budget is being reviewed each time you get income. Your budget should include all of your income. That can be a paycheck, it can be alimony, child support, whatever it is that you get in to increase the money that you have on some sort of frequency, that's when you want to check your budget. You want to make sure that you list your fixed expenses. So fixed expenses are things like rent, mortgage, or car payment, car insurance, and savings. Yes, savings should be a fixed amount that is a line item on your budget. And as a fixed line item, not variable, because saving is not an optional or an amount that you should change or reduce. Again, fixed expenses are things that are the same amount that you pay every month, those are defined as your fixed expenses. And usually you have to pay them at the same time every month. The other thing you want to make sure that you include in your budget are the due dates. So when are these various items due? Then you want to list all of your variable expenses. Those are things that you have to pay every month or that you do every month, but may be different every month. And the goal is to find a way to reduce those variable expenses. Now let me give an example of a variable expense, your lights or electricity. So during this time of year, right, we put additional lights inside of our house, outside of our house, on trees inside and out. And if you don't have them on a timer, you turn them on, when the lights go down, and then you have those running all night long if you fall asleep while they're still on. So do you have a timer on those lights? Do you turn off lights, or everybody in your household turn off lights when they're not occupying a certain room? So you all are in the family room watching TV, but are the lights on in the bedroom? So those are the kind of things that you can look at to reduce what we call the variable expenses. Another example of variable expense is eating lunch. If you do not work at home and you go into an office building, do you bring your lunch with you? Do you buy lunch every day? How much are you spending on lunch every day? When you have a actual budget that you are looking at every time you get paid, you will be able to see how much money you're spending on lunch or breakfast or eating out in the evening. So your budget will help you to take a look and analyze those items, and then hopefully find a way to reduce. So if it's lunch that we're talking about, and you're doing that 5 days a week because you go to work 5 days a week, then you may want to consider going to the grocery store, buying some lunch meat or things that you like to eat, yogurt, whatever it is that you like, and bring that stuff with you. And you'll find that the amount of money that you're spending on that item can be reduced. So the goal with all of your variable expenses, which again are defined as things that you pay every month or you do every month, that are not the same amount every month, but you may have control in reducing what those are. So I encourage you to take a look at your variable expenses. One of the things that I did with my variable expenses was, I know this is an age-old story because many of us had this one, and this is drinking Starbucks. I love me a cup of Starbucks coffee. I used to drink Starbucks coffee three times a day, literally 3 times a day. And then they made it very easy for us, where we can just take our phone if we have it on our card and swipe that in the Starbucks. So I now have a Keurig maker. I can buy Keurig cups and put them in the Starbucks Keurig cups and put those in the Keurig maker, but they just don't taste the same. So I actually use another brand for my Keurig maker. So instead of stop drinking Starbucks, what I did was reduce the amount of Starbucks that I consume. So I was able to still have my favorite, which is a Starbucks cup of coffee, but I was not doing it 3 times a week, 5 days a week. I was doing it once or twice maybe, and then 3 times maybe, depending on the week. If I had a bad week, a week, and then drinking the rest of the coffee at home because I work from home. So that's an example of looking at where your money was going. I was spending a lot of money on coffee. Maybe for you, again, it's lunch. Maybe it's going out to dinner. Maybe it's going to the movies. So those are the things that you want to take a look at and reduce. Once you reduce, i.e. stop spending money on those items, you want to use that to either pay off debt or increase the amount of money that you're saving. There's various ways that, because this is the age of technology, that you can budget. You can do it the old-fashioned way and put it on a spreadsheet, write it in, or you can use apps for it. You can go to gottabemobile.com and you can find the best apps for budgeting. Some people like Mint, some people like Digit, some people like Good Budget. So whichever works for you, you'll get all the details on the various apps and which sort of platforms you can use it on, either Apple or Droid. So again, budgeting, make sure that you have a budget. Your first line item on your budget, which is the second tip, and that is pay yourself first. So if any of you that's dialing in today have seen me on social media, I often tell people to pay themselves first. Pay yourself first. So I'm going to stop there and let that marinate. Pay yourself first. So I like to equate this to when you get your paycheck, you should know that you gross a certain amount, and then there's a net amount. That net amount is after certain things are taken out of your paycheck. Some of those things you have no control of. That should be what you think of as paying yourself first. Have money going into an account that you take out that's for you, for your saving. That's pay yourself first. I encourage clients to have it at a different bank than you have your other money going into, so that it's not difficult to get to, but you don't have easy access to it. So that's the money that you want to build your emergency savings, have it separate from your other money, and ensure that you're doing it every time you get paid and every time you're looking at your budget, because you're going to look at your budget every time you get paid. When I tell people to do this and add it to their budget, they say to me, how much? How much should I do? What percentage should it be at? It really depends on you. I know there's some that would say a certain percentage should be saved. So I say do an amount that you can be consistent with and you don't need to reduce. Because I don't want to say a certain percentage and that cripples you from being able to pay your bills or other things that you need to do and that to help you get at a better financial state. So I say if it's $10, if it's $20, if that's an amount that you can do consistently and not reduce, I encourage you to do that. And as we talked about before, as you find money, if you will, and I'm doing air quotes, I'm not sure if you can see me, that when you find that money by reducing your variable expenses, then you can increase the amount that you're paying yourself first. My third tip is automate your savings. So again, when that money comes directly out, it doesn't even end up in your net because it goes directly into, it ends up in your net, but it goes directly into an account that you set aside for it, then you're more apt to continue it going. And let me tell you about what I mean. So most employers allow you to have your paycheck directly deposited into an account. And that's great. You get when you get paid, you have money. Usually you use the money that's in that account from your debit card. What I'm suggesting is that you also, through your employer, have whatever the amount you define to pay yourself first, automatically going into that account. And then the rest go into your account that it goes in today. So let me tell you how you would go about doing that. So you would check with your employer. Most of this can be done online. Have your savings account set up, different from where you have the banking institution that you use for your other account or your other regularly direct deposit account, and have the money go into that account directly from your employer. So if your net is, I'm making this amount up, $500, and usually $500 is deposited into your main account, and you have decided for that pay period, it's $20. Every pay period, it's $20. You want to have $20 going into that other account and then $480 into your regular account. You will be surprised how much money accumulates into that account when you set it up and forget about it. There's a lot of different banking institutions that you can use. You can go to bankrate.com, bankrate.com, and find which banking institution works for you. You want one that's you can access, not easily, but access. Don't have a lot of fees. Don't require a huge amount as a balance in the account over a monthly basis. So the third one was automate your savings. The fourth, which is really important, is checking your credit reports. So you are, by law, able to get a free credit report every year. You can go to annualcreditreport.com. That's annualcreditreport.com. You want to ensure there isn't any inaccuracies on your credit reports. There are 3 credit bureaus: Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. You want to ensure that you get a free credit report from all 3 of them, because there are 3 different companies, bureaus that have different information on them depending on what's been reported and what they have verified. Oftentimes, they haven't verified. So it's up to you to take accountability and ensure the data that they have is accurate for you. You want to check things as simple as your name. Is it spelled correctly? Does it have the right middle name or initial? Does it have junior and you're a senior, or vice versa? Does it have the appropriate addresses for which you lived? Does it have the correct former employees or employer or current employer? And then obviously you want to check to make sure all the creditors that are listed for you are actually the right ones and the amounts that are owed or not owed. Does it show something late and you didn't have anything late? So it is your responsibility to ensure the data that's on that reflects you is the accurate information. Again, on an annual basis, so every year, you can get a free credit report. That's at annualcreditreport.com. The 3 different bureaus are Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. When you go onto annualcreditreport.com, they will allow you to get the reports across all 3. You can get 1 at a time. You can get 3 at the same time. You could every year get the first one in January, the second one in February, and do the same, and then the third one in March, and do it the same month for that same bureau every year, or you can get them all in January, whatever you like. But please take advantage to not just get them, but go through them with a fine-tooth comb and ensure it's your information and it's reflected accurately. That's the key to that. The credit reports are people or their agencies that get information in. So people send information to them. Not all the time is it verified. So you want to make sure. So if a creditor sends something in and they made a mistake, somebody made an error, so people are human, that's what's on your report and being reflected of your character, because credits are being used for characters as well. So if you're not a person that has great credit, then that's taken at that you're not responsible. Credit reports are being pulled for, when you want to get credit for loans, for cars, when you want to buy a home, and now for employers and certain other bills as well. So anytime people oftentimes think about credit reports or your credit scores is if you're trying to get money, loan, for a home, for a car, various different things like that, they want to check your history. How have you paid other loans that you have had? Or standing credit cards at stores and things of that nature. So that's why it's important to ensure, 1, it's accurate, and make sure that you're paying your bills on time so that you have a great credit history. And number 5 is giving back. So yes, charitable giving is something that I encourage folks to do. You do it at what makes you feel warm in your heart. The charitable organization that I may give to may not be the same one somebody else wants to give. But remember, we weren't always where we are today, and we want to make sure that we're giving back. So that could be, there's so many different organizations. It could be any one of your choice locally. There's so many online that you can do. It can be at churches. It can be many different ways. So just give a little. This is the time of giving, so I wanted to make sure that I add that in as a tip as well. Also, if you didn't know this, your charitable giving, if you are somebody that itemizes your taxes, it's something that you can use. You can include your charitable giving on your taxes as well. So if that's something that you do, you're giving to a nonprofit organization and you itemize your taxes, that's something that you can include in there as well. So let me just restate what those 5 tips were. First one is budgeting. It's important to budget every time you get paid. Make sure that it includes all of your income, your fixed expenses, and your variable expenses. You want to make sure that you try to reduce the amount of your variable expenses. Number 2 is pay yourself first. There's no excuses. Pay yourself first. Third, automate your savings. Make sure that your savings account that you have, that's your emergency fund is different than you have all of your money going in. The banking institution is totally different. That way you can ensure they're not connected. Therefore, you will not draw down from them. Credit reports. Make sure that you get annual credit reports from each of the 3 credit bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And then lastly, especially in the season of giving, give back. Find a charity that speaks to you and contribute a little. So thank you for joining us today. I hope that these tips are something that are useful to you. And if you have any questions for me, I don't know, Dr. Porter, if you want me to give my site now or you want to wait till the end?
No, absolutely. Please give all of your contact information, how to reach out to you, and also how to get your book, It's My Money.
Sure. So my website is itsmymoneyjournal.info. That's itsmymoney.info. So that's itsmymoneyjournal.info. On my website, you can get a copy of my book, which is itsmymoney.com. That can be autographed. My book is also available on Amazon. It's in English and Spanish and on Kindle. So again, everything, I actually have a free newsletter that goes out on a monthly basis. And again, that's itsmymoneyjournal.info. That's where you can sign up for the newsletter as well as purchase my book and find out various different information about the various services that I offer to help clients, again, better manage their money.
Thank you so much. And I am sure there are going to be people reaching out to you. As we always state, any time is a great time to get your finances in order, but definitely at the end of the year and really preparing to usher in a new year, it's an awesome time. So thank you so much for all that you do. And I'm not sure if you really talked about your money club or your book club that you do with the young people. So just tell everyone just a little bit about that in case there's someone in your area that is interested in being a part of that.
Sure. Thank you for that reminder. So, so It's My Money has just, it's actually become its own brand. So I also host an It's My Money book club. And I have young people come in and we actually read through the book and I teach them the various different strategies that are written in the book, like saving, checking, the banking system, investing, credit, all of the chapters that are in the book. And that's been going over extremely well. You can follow that actually through my either Instagram, which is It's My Money _, or on Facebook, it's PK Dixon, Dixon, or at It's My Money Journal. So I do a lot with that. And I also do speaking engagements as well for young people and adults. So I'm available to do that for church groups, for various different organizations like the Y, the Y the Boys and Girls Club, and places like that where there's groups of people that I can come in and talk to about It's My Money and how to better be more financially astute.
Well, Patrina Dixon, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time out to share all of your knowledge, because I'm sure you helped someone. I know I had my pen and paper as I was typing in the comment section, because we all need to make sure that we know that money certainly does matter. So thank you again, and I really appreciate it. And hopefully you'll come back later on in the year and give us some more nuggets, because this was awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much for all you do.
Absolutely. And guys, those of you who did jump in live and those of you who are going to catch the replay, we really appreciate it. And I will ask Miss Dixon to please go on to my page to make sure that you put all of your contact information in the comment section. So guys, you have a wonderful night. Don't spend too much money on all those gifts, but definitely enjoy your holiday, and we will talk with you soon. Thank you.